Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we continue studying Selena Gomez's daily routine, and of course we look at the things that you could apply to your daily routine even if you're not a global superstar, and of course things that you need to adjust before trying out anything what Selena does. Then let's have a start right away with the very first point, things that you could apply to your daily routine. Point number 1, start your day gently. Try hydration, light stretching, a calm breakfast, no phone for the first 10 minutes. Maybe you can relate to that. You hear the alarm ring in the morning, and the first thing you might be doing is check your phone. You see all the crazy things that are happening in the world. You see all the crazy things your friends are doing. Like, can you believe Peter just said that on social media about me? I cannot believe it. Do you want to start your day like that? I doubt that. You know, you start your day already with this kind of story. It's going to be difficult to just focus on reaching your goals you have for yourself. So instead, keep the phone aside and focus more on the kind of stories you want to reach, the kind of stories of success you want to have during the day, the kind of achievements you want to have during the day. Because by doing so, you're more focused on yourself. You're more focused and clear about the objectives that you want to reach, instead of, being like a tree in the wind, floating around by just what ABC person is saying. No, instead you take some time just to focus on yourself. And something that is also very important, think about hydration. Because what happens if you drink a glass of water, it helps your body just to have enough water and liquid in the body to pump all the blood through the body. And what does it mean specifically? You don't need so much energy in order to wake up. Some people say, yes, I need my coffee to wake up right away. But try out first to have some water to drink. Because again, the water just gives you more energy. And try to continue during the day as well. Point number 2, move your body in a way that feels good. You don't need intense workouts. You can walk, stretch, do yoga, try Pilates. Movement should nourish you. And that is a beautiful example of what we've seen with Selena Gomez, where she focuses more on Pilates and yoga in order just to set herself up for well-being. This is an important thing to think about. What kind of objectives do you want to reach with exercising, and what kind of objectives or what kind of activities help you reach that objectives. For example, even one thing you can try is during your lunch break, you just finished eating something, and instead of just sitting in the workplace, sitting at a table, talking to your colleagues, invite them for a walk. Go for a walk, just walk 5-10 minutes. Just with walking a bit, it helps you already to digest everything, but also wake up so that you don't come back to you just like I'm sleepy, no, but also it helps your digestion to move faster as well. Then point number 3, that's not free. Point number 3, protect your mental space. Try limiting social media, journaling, therapy, mindfulness. And the important thing is, your mind is your foundation. We already heard several times from Selena Gomez that she just distances herself from social media or listening to what's happening out there in the world, and instead focuses on herself. And that is a beautiful example, that instead of listening to all the things that are happening around you, rather take time just to reflect on yourself, to focus on your own energy, your own strength. Because this is going to help you have the energy needed in order to reach your goals, to reach your objectives. So that means specifically, for example, take some time to reflect about topics that are important for you. Take some time to do some daily check-ins, for example. Look at, okay, how do I feel right now? Do I still have a lot of energies? Oh, wait a moment, right now I feel a little bit down. Is there something that could have caused it? Did something happen during the day? And if so, try to close it already in your mind so that you don't carry it like luggage with you. Because this luggage can be sometimes really heavy, and it might just drain your energy. And we don't want that to happen, right? So do those daily check-ins as well. Not daily check-ins, but those regular check-ins to see, okay, what is happening right now? Do I feel tired? What's the reason? And see if you can take countermeasures to be back on track as well. Or another point is, pay attention to the people, the conversations you surround yourself. Let's say, for example, during your break, you'd start talking to colleagues, and one colleague just continuously, like every time you have lunch with this person, just talks about something heavy, a difficult topic, or some accidents that are happening, or things that you cannot control yourself. It might of course happen that those situations happen in daily life, which is fine. But if you continuously hear those stories and you notice yourself that it just drags you down and just takes out all your energy, find a way to distance yourself. So for example, that one time you notice already, okay, my energy is a bit low, maybe I have a chat with another colleague, or I change the topic and just ask a person what they are grateful for. Because by changing that kind of conversation and focusing more on positive aspects, it's going to give you still more energy rather than to listening to something that you cannot control yourself. Then let's have a look at point number 4. Build a flexible creative routine. You don't need to be an artist, but you can brainstorm, write, plan, or reflect. Creativity is a human need. And I find this always interesting. People sometimes tell me, yeah, Louisa, I'm not really creative. Why should I be doing that? But the beauty about creativity is that it's not only about drawing or painting something or building something. No, creativity is in any aspect you have in life. Because what does it mean? Creativity means specifically that you are able to connect, you're able to see connections that others haven't seen and come up with ideas that are going to be helpful for others. So, hooray! Good news! Creativity is everywhere. Everyone can be creative, also you. Meaning, take some time to develop that creative muscle. For example, try out something new, or take some time to be creative, write something down, to do some brainstorming. Think about topics that are happening in your life and think about, is there another way to execute a certain task, for example? So you see, the list is long. If you want some inspiration, also check out my video about connecting dots, because this helps you as well and gives you some ideas how you can be more creative during the day, and of course be a 40% more creative problem solver. But okay, point aside, back to Selena Gomez. Last but not least, point number 5, prioritize connection. Selena's relationships keep her grounded. Yours can too. And we heard it beforehand. If you have a supported network, if you have people that are there, that are like your cheerleaders, that no matter what is happening, they're able to listen to you, they're able to encourage you and say, hey, I think the decision you've made is very good because it aligns with your goals you have in mind. These are wonderful people that you want to keep, that you want to engage with on a regular basis, because they can encourage you and inspire you to be the best version of yourself. And of course, then you can share the good moments, the challenging moments, and the normal moments on a regular basis, because you know they got your back, and in return, you also got their back. Now, these are the things that you could apply to your daily routine, but let's have a look also at the things that you need to adjust before trying on anything that Selena does. Because her daily routine, it aligns with her objective, with her mission in mind, in order to also be well balanced, to have a good mental health. But you are unique. So that's why let's have a look at the very first adjustment. Know your emotional needs. Selena's routine is built around mental health. Yours should reflect your emotional reality. And we've seen it already when looking into other celebrities' daily routines, like Jennifer Lopez, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rihanna. Everybody has their own different routine that matches their objective, their emotional needs. So for example, for Cristiano Ronaldo, it's more about strength, stamina, in order to be the best performer in his area. For Jennifer Lopez, it's about having all the energy needed to be a strong and have sustainable energy that increases her longevity. And you can see all the different routines, they match different objectives. So have a look at what objective do you want to achieve and how you can also adjust that. Adjustment number 2, avoid extremes. Her routine is gentle. Start small and build slowly. Because here's the point. If you say, starting from tomorrow, I'm going to change completely, yes, completely my daily routine, it's going to be very difficult for you to do it over several weeks. Because maybe the first 1 or 2 days, 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, it might be working. But then you realize, I put so much on my list. I spent 5 hours journaling, which is very good. Then I did my yoga. Then I had my drink here. I had this healthy food. But you realize you're not getting the key things done, and it just drains you even more. So that's why have a look as to what kind of routine supports you. And instead of just changing everything completely, start small. So for example, you have your standard daily routine and you think, oh, how about journaling? So then take just 5 minutes on the day to write down your thoughts, to journal and put everything on paper, what you have in mind. And then as you're able to continue this throughout 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you will see that maybe you want to increase the time or maybe you want to reduce the time, and you can adjust accordingly. But the most important thing is first start small. So instead of changing everything, make a few changes here, make a few changes there. And then as you build up the momentum, you're continuously working on it. Then you can adjust more, then you can try out new things, because you have that moment of success here. You're looking back and say like, oh, can you believe it? Already for 3 months I've been journaling and I realize it's very enriching for me. I enjoy it. It just helps me to reflect on my own needs and focus on that. Adjustment number 3, create boundaries that protect your peace. Selena avoids noise, meaning distractions like social media or generally the media as well. You need to identify what drains you and remove it. And that is very important, because for some people, they just want to have some more calmness, some groundedness in order to thrive. But some other people, they maybe need a lot of chaos, they need a lot of noise. So have a look at what kind of aspects works for you the best, and then see, as you do those regular daily check-ins, see, okay, how am I doing right now? Is my energy high? Is my energy low? And then as you do this reflection, you see certain patterns of things that, maybe drain you in a certain way. And then by identifying those points that drain you, then you can see that you can remove it, for example, or you adjust it so that after that, it's not going to drain you as much. And again, the very important thing is also have a look and focusing on the aspects that you can change yourself. If there are certain things that you cannot change, see how you yourself can react differently. Let me give you one example. For example, you have this one colleague who sits next to you and who just keeps on complaining or talking a lot of negative stuff while sitting next to you. And you just hear this constantly. And you notice, for example, this drains your energy. Think about what can you do. I think it's difficult to say to the colleague, hey, I don't like what you're saying, just stop it immediately. Okay, maybe you can say it once in a polite way. But if the colleague still continues because he or she doesn't care at all, you might need to think about aspects that you could change yourself so that help you to still have all the energy needed. Right? So then focus on things that you can control in that moment and that also protects your peace. Adjustment number 4, build a routine that supports your well-being. Selena's routine is not about productivity, it's about well-being. Yours can be too. I find this very beautiful because she shows specifically that by just taking some time to think about yourself, what is important for you, what drains you, what energizes you, what are your objectives, what do you want to achieve, instead of listening to everything around you, it just shows that taking the time, it helps you to be grounded. It helps you to have the energy needed in order to be a global star in your field. Take some time to understand yourself. To understand yourself, meaning what is important for you, what do you want to achieve, what are you dreaming of? And then build a system that is sustainable for you. Again, sustainable means that you can do it for several days, weeks, months, if not even years. Because by having that mindset, you think about, can I do it? Of course, one thing I like to add here as well, don't have this paralysis and think, okay, yeah, I will never be able to do that for 1 year. No, I'm just going to stick with what I have. If that's the case, tell yourself, hey, let me try it out. I try it out for the next 7 days. And if you see it's working for you, hooray, that's good. Then you can continue it as well and extend it. But again, the thought of having this idea is more to consider that you put something in place that you can picture yourself doing for a regular time. All right, here we have it. Selena's daily routine is more gentle it's intentional, and it's emotionally intelligent and built for long-term well-being. But the real lesson isn't about live like Selena or do whatever she's doing. No, 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 no. Instead, it's about looking at yourself, looking at the routine you want to build in order to have the well-being you're aiming for, looking at what kind of habits you have in order to have your own peace, and most importantly, what kind of discipline do you put in place that helps you be the future unstoppable version of yourself? Okay, that's it with looking into Selena Gomez's daily routine. Let me know in the comments which points you liked or which ones you want to hear more of, or even completely different if you want to hear another daily routine of another icon. I'm curious to hear from you, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can hear more of those beautiful videos coming up. Curious to hear from you. Bye. Hello, hello. Oh, I'm waving with two hands. Maybe it's a bit too much. Okay, let me do it again. Double is better, right? Or to be more successful, if I can say that. And we've seen it already in another adjustment number 4. Oh no, adjustment number. La 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 la. Da 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 da.